After 60, even foods labeled healthy deserve a second look. Your kidneys work quietly every day. Are your daily habits supporting them? Small, mindful changes today can protect your energy and independence tomorrow. As we move beyond 60, our bodies become wiser, but also more sensitive. Foods that once felt harmless or even healthy may not serve us the same way anymore. Some vegetables, especially those high in certain natural compounds, can quietly place extra strain on aging kidneys when eaten too often or without balance. This isn't about fear or strict rules, it's about awareness. With calm attention to daily choices, portion sizes, hydration, and emotional well-being, we can gently support our kidneys and overall vitality. Aging well is not about restriction. It is about thoughtful nourishment and steady, mindful living. When we speak of steady, mindful living, one of the simplest yet most powerful practices is pairing water with a peaceful mindset. Hydration is not merely a physical act. It is a moment of internal alignment. Each time you lift a glass of water, you have an opportunity to slow your breathing, soften your shoulders, and allow your thoughts to settle. In that quiet pause, the body receives more than fluid. It receives a signal of safety. The nervous system plays a central role in circulation, digestion, and hormonal balance. When thoughts are hurried or tense, subtle stress responses tighten. Blood vessels disturb digestive rhythms and fragment sleep patterns. Over time, this tension can quietly influence mobility, energy levels, and even the body's natural detoxification processes. By contrast, calm awareness sends a different internal message. It encourages blood to flow more freely to the organs, muscles, and brain. It supports smoother digestion and steadier energy. It nurtures deeper rest at night. Gratitude is particularly powerful in this process. A brief moment of appreciation for the water itself, for the body's quiet work, for another day of life, shifts chemistry in gentle but meaningful ways. Muscles relax, breathing deepens, the heart rhythm steadies. These changes may seem subtle, yet repeated daily. They create an internal environment where strength and mobility are more easily maintained. Slow movement further enhances this effect. A short walk taken without hurry, light stretching done with full attention, or even standing tall while taking a few deliberate breaths helps synchronize the body's systems. Circulation improves not through force, but through rhythm. Joints feel more fluid when the mind is not bracing against tension. Sleep comes more naturally when the day has included moments of intentional calm. This is the quiet wisdom of internal awareness. The kidneys, like all organs, function best when the body is not in a constant state of alert. Water consumed with tension is simply water. Water consumed with presence becomes nourishment on multiple levels. Over months and years, these small rituals accumulate. They strengthen resilience, protect vitality, and preserve independence. True well-being after 60 is rarely built through dramatic measures. It is cultivated through consistent acts of self-respect. A sip of water taken slowly, a grateful thought, held gently, a step walked with steadiness. These are not grand gestures, yet they shape the inner landscape where health quietly thrives. These gentle practices, repeated day after day, begin to shape not only physical resilience, but also the deeper patterns that guide how the body responds to life itself. The simple act of pairing water with a peaceful mindset becomes more than a ritual. It becomes a form of internal training. Each calm sip reinforces steadiness within the nervous system, teaching it that there is no urgency, no threat, only support. Hormonal balance in later years depends greatly on this sense of internal safety. When the mind is chronically overstimulated, stress hormones remain slightly elevated, even without obvious distress. Over time, this subtle elevation can influence sleep cycles, appetite regulation, muscle repair, and even bone strength. By contrast, calm thoughts and slow, deliberate movements encourage the release of restorative hormones that assist tissue repair, immune stability, and emotional equilibrium. The The body, when not rushed, directs energy toward maintenance rather than defense. Gratitude deepens this effect in ways that are both emotional and physiological. A grateful mindset softens facial muscles, eases the jaw, and relaxes the diaphragm. Breathing becomes fuller. Oxygen delivery improves, circulation responds not with force but with fluidity. This improved circulation nourishes muscles and joints, supporting mobility and reducing the stiffness that often accompanies aging. Strength is preserved not solely through exertion, but through consistent nourishment at the cellular level. Digestion also reflects this internal atmosphere. When water is consumed hurriedly or alongside anxious thoughts, the digestive tract may remain tense. Enzymes function less efficiently, and nutrient absorption may be less complete. When the same glass of water is accompanied by stillness and appreciation, the digestive system relaxes into its natural rhythm. The stomach prepares, the intestines move more smoothly, and the body extracts nourishment with greater ease. Sleep, too, is influenced by these small daytime moments. A nervous system that has been repeatedly reminded of calm transitions more gently into rest at night. Muscles release their hidden tension. The heart rate slows without resistance. The mind settles without struggle. This steady pattern supports deeper restoration, which in turn sustains energy, clarity, and physical balance during waking hours. Personal alignment grows from these consistent internal cues. There is a quiet dignity in caring for oneself through such simple acts. Each mindful sip, each grateful breath, each unhurried step affirms respect for the body's lifelong service. Over time, these subtle internal shifts weave together, quietly strengthening circulation, supporting mobility, improving digestion, and nurturing overall well-being in ways that feel natural and sustainable. In this way, a simple daily choice becomes a pathway toward deeper self-awareness. The body is always listening to the tone of the mind. When hydration is accompanied by quiet presence, the message received internally is one of steadiness. This steadiness influences circulation in subtle but meaningful ways. Blood vessels respond favorably to relaxed breathing, expanding gently, and allowing nutrients and oxygen to travel with less resistance. Muscles feel less guarded, hands and feet feel warmer. Movement feels less effortful because tension is no longer consuming unnecessary energy. Over time, this internal harmony supports muscular strength, not merely through exercise, but through efficiency. When the nervous system is calm, muscle fibers coordinate more smoothly. Balance improves because the brain and body communicate without interference from excess stress signals. Even posture reflects this alignment. A relaxed mind encourages an open chest and an upright spine, which further enhances breathing capacity and circulation. Sleep quality is often one of the first areas to reflect these internal shifts. Evening hydration taken slowly, perhaps accompanied by a few moments of gratitude, signals to the body that the day is transitioning toward rest. Stress hormones gradually quiet. Melatonin production is less likely to be disrupted by mental agitation. The result is not forced sleep, but a natural easing into restfulness. With better rest comes improved tissue repair, clearer thinking, and steadier mood. Digestion too responds to this pattern of internal calm. The digestive tract is richly connected to the nervous system. When thoughts are peaceful, digestive secretions and motility follow a balanced rhythm. Nutrients are absorbed more effectively, supporting bone density, joint lubrication, and sustained energy levels. The kidneys, which rely on steady blood flow and adequate hydration, function more comfortably within this relaxed internal environment. There is also a profound emotional component to this practice. Pairing water with gratitude fosters a sense of partnership with the body rather than conflict. Aging can sometimes bring frustration or impatience with physical limitations. Yet when each sip becomes an act of respect, the relationship shifts. The body feels supported rather than criticized. This internal dialogue influences hormonal balance in ways that extend beyond chemistry, touching mood, resilience, and outlook. Such practices may appear modest, yet they cultivate a foundation of stability. Through calm awareness, slow movement, and appreciative thought, circulation remains more fluid, strength more coordinated, mobility more graceful, sleep more restorative, and digestion more at ease. The transformation is quiet, unfolding through consistency and personal alignment rather than force. From this place of consistency and personal alignment, the practice deepens even further. The body begins to anticipate calm rather than brace for strain. Each time water is paired with peaceful awareness, it reinforces an internal rhythm that favors restoration. Over months and years, these moments accumulate into a pattern of steadiness that gently shapes overall vitality. Hormonal communication within the body is exquisitely sensitive to emotional tone. When thoughts are hurried or unsettled, subtle stress signals ripple through the endocrine system. This can influence appetite, blood sugar balance, muscle repair, and even how comfortably joints move. By contrast, when hydration becomes a mindful pause, shoulders relaxed, breath slow, gratitude quietly acknowledged, the hormonal response shifts toward balance. The body diverts fewer resources toward vigilance and more toward maintenance and repair. Circulation reflects this internal climate. Calm breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, encouraging a smoother heart rhythm and more efficient blood flow. With improved circulation comes better delivery of nutrients to muscles and connective tissues. This supports flexibility and reduces the sense of heaviness that can accompany aging. Movement feels less mechanical and more fluid when it arises from a relaxed nervous system. Strength in later years is not solely defined by muscle size. It is defined by coordination and recovery. A peaceful mindset conserves energy. When the mind is not locked in subtle tension, muscles are free to contract and release with greater precision. Recovery after activity feels more complete because the body is not competing with chronic stress signals. Even gentle daily tasks, carrying groceries, climbing stairs, rising from a chair, are influenced by this internal steadiness. Digestive comfort often improves under the same conditions. The stomach and intestines function optimally in a relaxed state. Water consumed slowly, with awareness, prepares the digestive tract for nourishment. Enzymatic activity becomes more balanced. Absorption of vitamins and minerals supports bone health, cognitive clarity, and immune resilience. Sleep, too, is shaped by these daytime rituals. When calm has been practiced repeatedly, the transition into evening rest is less abrupt. The body recognizes familiar cues of safety. Muscles release. Stored tension, breathing remains steady. Rest becomes an extension of the same mindful rhythm cultivated throughout the day. Through such quiet discipline, internal harmony becomes the foundation for circulation, mobility, digestion, and restorative sleep. The act itself is simple, yet its influence touches every system, reflecting the profound connection between mindset, self-care, and lasting well-being. Over time, this intimate connection between mindset and physiology becomes increasingly evident. The body does not separate thought from tissue or emotion from circulation. Everything is interwoven. When hydration is approached with composure and appreciation, it becomes a signal that life is unfolding at a manageable pace. That signal travels through the nervous system, influencing heart rhythm, vascular tone, and even the way cells exchange nutrients. Calm thoughts create space within the body. Blood vessels are less constricted, allowing oxygen to reach extremities with greater ease. Many older adults notice that when they feel hurried or worried, their hands grow cooler or their muscles tighten. When they pause, breathe slowly, and sip water with awareness, warmth gradually returns. This is not dramatic. It is subtle and steady. Circulation reflects emotional tone more than most people realize. Hormonal balance also thrives in an atmosphere of steadiness. The endocrine system communicates through delicate chemical messengers that respond to perceived stress. A peaceful mindset softens the intensity of these signals. Cortisol levels fluctuate more gently. Insulin response becomes more stable. The body shifts toward repair rather than protection, Over months and years, this internal environment supports muscle preservation, bone integrity, and sustained energy. Slow movement further anchors these benefits. When steps are deliberate and unhurried, joints experience less compression and more lubrication. Muscles coordinate with improved timing. Balance improves because the mind is present within the body rather than distracted. Even posture changes when awareness deepens. The spine lengthens, breathing expands, and internal organs have more space to function comfortably. Digestive rhythms align with this same principle. The stomach prepares to receive nourishment when the mind is settled. Water taken calmly before meals can gently awaken digestive processes. The intestines move with more regularity when the nervous system is not overstimulated. Nutrients are absorbed with greater efficiency, contributing to stable energy and clearer thinking. Sleep, often delicate after 60, benefits profoundly from these daily patterns. A body accustomed to moments of tranquility transitions into rest without abrupt shifts. The mind carries less accumulated tension into the night. Muscles soften more completely. Deep sleep cycles are more accessible when the day has included intentional calm. Such practices are not elaborate or demanding. They are expressions of respect for the intricate connection between thought and tissue. Through mindful hydration, gratitude, and gentle movement, internal alignment becomes a daily companion, quietly influencing circulation, strength, mobility, digestion, and the quality of rest that sustains overall well-being. As this awareness matures, self-care becomes less about external rules and more about internal listening. The body communicates constantly through subtle sensations, a slight tightness in the shoulders, a shift in breathing, a change in energy. When water is taken with composure and gratitude, it creates a small sanctuary in the day where these signals can be noticed without judgment. That noticing alone reduces hidden tension. The nervous system responds beautifully to repetition. Each calm pause strengthens neural pathways associated with safety and restoration. Over time, this influences how the body handles everyday stress. Circulation remains steadier during activity. The heart rate adjusts smoothly rather than abruptly. Muscles recover more comfortably after exertion because they are not layered with unnecessary strain from anxious thought patterns. Emotional steadiness also protects mobility. When the mind is unsettled, movement often becomes rigid. Steps shorten, the jaw tightens, breathing becomes shallow. In contrast, when hydration is paired with slow breaths and appreciative reflection, the body mirrors that softness. Stride lengthens naturally. Joints feel less guarded. Even fine motor movements, buttoning a shirt, preparing a meal, become smoother and more coordinated. Digestive ease continues to reflect this inner climate. A relaxed state enhances communication between the brain and the gut, supporting balanced secretion of digestive enzymes and comfortable elimination. Nutrients that support muscle tone, bone density, and cognitive clarity are better utilized when the internal environment is calm. Rest at night grows from these daytime habits. The mind that has practiced gratitude throughout the day carries fewer restless currents into the evening. Muscles release with less resistance. Breathing remains deep and even. In this way, the simple pairing of water and peaceful awareness becomes a quiet cornerstone of resilience, nurturing strength, circulation, and overall well-being from within. Nurturing resilience in later years often rests upon these understated rituals that appear simple on the surface, yet reach deeply into the body's inner networks. When a glass of water is lifted with intention, accompanied by a softened gaze and an unhurried breath, it becomes an anchor. The mind settles into the present moment, and the body interprets that presence as reassurance. This reassurance shapes internal chemistry in subtle ways. Stress responses ease, allowing restorative processes to move forward without competition. Circulation flows with greater harmony when the vessels are not constricted by lingering tension. The brain receives clearer signals, supporting steadiness in balance and coordination. Muscles engage with more precision because they are guided by a calm central command rather than fragmented impulses. Over years, emotional tone leaves its imprint on posture, gait, and even facial expression. A peaceful mindset encourages openness through the chest and suppleness through the spine. Breathing deepens naturally, enhancing oxygen exchange and supporting cellular vitality. Such shifts influence stamina gently, not through force, but through efficiency. Energy is conserved when it is not consumed by unnecessary internal strain. Digestive rhythms continue to mirror this alignment. When gratitude accompanies nourishment, the body remains receptive. The stomach relaxes, the intestines move in measured cadence, and nutrients are assimilated with less resistance. This internal cooperation supports tissue repair, cognitive clarity, and immune steadiness. Nighttime restoration grows from the same soil. A day punctuated by mindful pauses creates a smoother descent into rest. The heart rate slows without effort. Muscles unwind gradually. The mind carries a quieter narrative into sleep. Through these ongoing acts of awareness, self-care becomes an expression of partnership with the body. Calm thoughts, gentle movement, and appreciative hydration weave together, quietly strengthening circulation, mobility, digestion, and the steady vitality that supports overall well-being. Growing older is not about fearing food. It is about befriending your body. The goal is not perfection. It is steadiness. A mindful plate, a calm mind, regular hydration, and balanced choices create a foundation for strength and independence. After 60, health improves not through dramatic change, but through consistent, gentle wisdom practiced daily.